What if I told you you have to have a bad relationship with men in order to eventually have a good one? But what if I also told you if you choose to learn from others' mistakes, then you can avoid having to go through those horrible lessons in your own dating life? If you would rather learn it than go through it, then join me on today's show where we'll be discussing 5 harsh truths about men women learn too late. That way, you can experience it without ever having to go through it. Number 1, when we talk about all of these things in the Players Club and I tell you what to look out for, what to avoid, you start to build in your mind, okay, I'm avoiding this particular type of man, AKA the bad men, right? And the bad men will do things to you, right? Like ghost you, use you. You start to build in your mind, okay, I'm getting a better understanding of what the bad men do. I want to avoid all of those bad men at any cost. But Tomisin, I want you to know that I met a guy and he's really nice. He's not the type of guy who would ghost me. He's not the type of guy who would use me, pump and dump, or take advantage of me. He's a really nice guy, really friendly. He's kind of more shy. He is an introvert. See, yes, there are bad men, evil men in this world. Yes, there are also lots of good, amazing, awesome men in this world. But what I want to kind of crystallize for you that I want you to take away is that even the nice guys, the amazing guys, the guys that are a little bit more shy, more friendly, introverted, they couldn't hurt a fly. Those men can also do you a disservice and hurt you in your life and in your relationships. Now, they're not going to do the exact same, give you the exact same type of hurt as the bad guy by ghosting you. But what I want you to understand is both a bad guy and a nice guy can waste your time. Sometimes you're going to meet a nice guy who's friendly, who's introverted, who's a little bit on the shy side. And maybe he doesn't have the courage or the cojones to come up to you and have a conversation with you or to get your number. But you can tell he's looking at you, or you work with him, he stares at you a whole bunch, he tries to have a conversation and muster up the energy. You know that he wants to go out with you. You know that he likes you, and you know that he wants to be with you. You just also know that he's a little bit too shy to say what he really means and what he really feels. But because you think in your mind this is a nice guy and not one of the bad men that Tomisin tells me to look out for, I'm going to have my guard down, and maybe this is I should give him an opportunity to be in a relationship with me, but instead of, me allowing him to pursue me, let me take a little bit of the lead role, knowing that he's a little bit more on the shy side. Maybe he's a little bit more insecure, but I like shy guys. It's a little bit cute. So I'll take the first step and I'll give him my number because I know he's a little bit too shy to ask me for my number. Here is the issue that I want you to understand. See, these nice guys, they're nice at the beginning. And their shyness is cute at the beginning. But as time goes on, you eventually start to realize that their shyness is actually a defect. Meaning, if he's going to be the man pursuing you, going after you, progressing the relationship forward, he has to have a level of courage within him to say, I know I want her. And because I want her, I'm going to take action towards that in order to build this relationship with her. But the problem with these super, super nice guys that are so shy and introverted, they can't say a word to you, is they will be so shy, so introverted, that as time goes on, if you don't make a move, there is no move being made. And you're in the same cycle of just being casual friends. Yeah, he'll look at you, he'll stare at you. Yeah, he might talk to you or have a casual conversation with you. And you know he wants to ask you out, but he never does. You're going to have to, in order to maintain that relationship, you're going to have to continue progressing the relationship forward like the man would. Let's hop into our number 2 point, okay? And this is kind of the harsh truth that you have to understand about guys. So the men are at the top of the funnel, right? And all of these different men are pouring into this funnel, all right? These are men that are approaching you. You have to understand that all of these men start at the top level of the funnel here, which is your looks. And the reason they start up here with your looks is because before they know you, before they meet you, before they can even get to know you, they have to have some sort of desire to want to get to know you. And if they don't know anything about you, they don't know if even if they would like you, they have to go off something that strikes their eye. And what's going to strike their eye? Your looks. After he ends up actually coming up to you, you have your personality, because now that he's come up to you because he's attracted to you, because you sparked his eye, right? You don't have to be Jennifer Lopez, okay? Right? I just mean like an attractive, a physically attractive woman. Now that you've struck his eye, he comes up to you, he has a conversation with you, and he gets to have a little piece of your personality. Now you're able to have conversation with him, you're able to laugh a little bit with him, you're able to giggle. He's able to see that you have this type of aura and energy to you that he really is attracted to and enticed by, and it all kind of fits around that first initial stage of the initial attraction to you through your looks. Then we get to after he sees your personality and he sees that he likes you and likes the way you carry yourself so far, he wants to spend more time with you, okay? So this is where he starts asking you out on dates, he starts dating you more, he starts getting to know you a little bit better, he starts experiencing you in your totality, seeing that you have so many layers to you, right? Your own experiences, your life, your goals, where you've been, where you want to go, your future, all of the things that consist of you, right, as he's spending this time with you. And then he gets a lot closer to what we can describe as your soul, right? We can also describe it as your character. And this is the kind of the final place where these are the things here that is going to keep him. This is what's going to keep him in a relationship with you, right? This is what's going to keep the attraction going. This is what's going to keep the spark going. This is what's going to keep his interest throughout the years that the looks maybe fade a little bit on both of your parts. And, you know, you guys are still intense and attracted and have that fire within you, not because of what's up here, but because of all of the substance down here. Now, what I want you to kind of understand, and this is where I have to crystallize this for you and be honest with you, if you're not investing in this area up here, you're going to find it very difficult to meet men who will be willing to get to this level of depth with you over here. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to call you out, but I just want you to understand the reality. So rather than thinking of it as, oh, I'm building myself up to the most attractive version of myself for the men, what I want you to start thinking to yourself is, I'm building myself to be the most attractive version of myself for me. Now, you're doing something very specific for yourself because you want to find a really, really good partner, right? With all of the amazing qualities that you want. You want them to have money, you want them to have resources, a big house, a big car, you want them to be 6'3" tall, all the good stuff that you want, a 401k, all the good stuff. But what I want you to understand is if you don't take care of this funnel here, you're gonna be putting a lot of your energy in the wrong places and then end up very frustrated with your results. Because you want a lot of these high quality men, which you can have, and I want you to have. But if you're not investing in this part of your aesthetic, your looks, who you are, right? And it doesn't have to be based on just what the men want. It can be based on how you feel the most confident and attractive in your own right. Then you're kind of missing a lot of the possibilities of meeting a whole range of higher quality men simply because you're not taking care of the thing that would allow them or entice them to want to get to know you in the first place, okay? Point number 3. So let's imagine a scenario in which you have 3 best friends, okay? And let's just say, for the sake of argument, all of these BFFs that you have in your life just so happen to have all won the lottery. So BFF number 1, she won $1 million, okay, in the lottery. BFF number 2 won $5 million, okay? And BFF number 3 that you have won a whopping $100 million, okay? So all 3 of your BFFs have won the lottery, just out of coincidence. Very strange thing that happened. Your friend group has just been really fortunate to be able to do this. Now, your BFF number 4 in this group, and they've all won the lottery. They're carrying around their Chanel bags, their Louis Vuitton bags, their Versace sunglasses, and they're looking like beautiful, amazing, rich, expensive princesses. And you're wondering to yourself, you're thinking, oh boy, all of my 3 BFFs have won the lottery. I know it's my turn to win the lottery. I'm the only friend out of the friend group to not win the lottery. I know that this is coming to me. Here's the problem though. This is not a realistic representation of the rest of life that everyone else will experience. So what do I mean by that? In this example here, even though all three of your best friends forever have all won $1 million, you might start to feel like everyone wins. Oh boy, it's so easy to win the lottery. Everyone gets a chance to win the lottery. You win the lottery, you win the lottery, you just go and buy your scratch off tickets and you'll be a millionaire in no time. Why? Because all of your friends in your small friend group have won the lottery. So your belief is, I don't have to work. I don't need to build a business. I don't have to do anything except continue playing the lottery and I will eventually get there. But here's the reality. All of your friends are on the outside because the majority of people that are in this circle, in this bubble right here, right, which is the majority of people, they never win. And so just because your friends all fit in this small pool of people who didn't have to work, build a business, or do anything, they just played the lottery and won, that doesn't actually mean that your statistics or the possibility of you winning the lottery is any better. So let me kind of connect this to what I've been seeing and what I want to address with you all as a harsh truth. Some people that you might meet, whether it be friends, whether it be family members, your mother, your sister, your best girlfriends, they might tell you, look, I am in a situation where I didn't have to do anything for my relationship. I didn't have to beg him. I didn't have to say anything. I didn't have to strategize. I just literally just showed up one day. He met me. We had a great relationship. We slept together on the first night and we were in love for the rest of our lives. So don't listen to what Tomisin says. Don't listen to what anyone else says about relationships or how to build them. All you got to do is do absolutely nothing. And one day you'll find the love of your life and you just meet him, love him exactly how you want to love him, and don't worry about anything else that goes on. The problem with this is those are outlier stories, meaning those might be people that won the lottery. Some people might have slept with their boyfriend on the first night and it worked out. Some people might have met their boyfriend at a club or a bar sloppy drunk and it worked out. Some people, might have never had to strategize or go on a dating app, or they met a guy on a dating app and they just dated from the very beginning and they never had any issues. The problem, though, is those are outlier situations. And even if your best friend is in one of those situations, even if your girlfriend, your mother is in one of those situations, right? Or anyone in your life is in one of those outlier situations where they didn't have to do any work, no strategizing, just meet someone, have it work, don't put any effort, and it just happens. That doesn't necessarily mean that that's going to be representative of your life and your relationships. So number one, don't get frustrated because you have to strategize and work towards your goal of having a happy relationship. And also, don't allow these outlier situations to convince you that there's no strategy involved in dating. Let me be very, very clear with you. There is always going to be a strategy involved with dating. If you want to have success in your dating life, you must strategize in order to see that success. If you choose not to strategize, you'll be throwing spaghetti at the wall and be frustrated because sometimes things go well, sometimes they don't. But you never understand how to consistently make things go well because you don't know what you're doing wrong and you don't know what you're doing right. So you don't know the things you should eliminate or change, and you don't know the things you should do more or add to your dating life in order to have a better experience. Okay, let's hop into number 4. You might have a man with qualities like being reliable. Then you might have another man that he's really fun. He's really funny and he's got a six-pack. And this man over here, he's reliable, he's responsible, he's money secure. And this is kind of the thing that you must realize is sometimes you will actually be sabotaging your ability to have good relationships by having the most important qualities to you be qualities that aren't necessarily as important to healthy relationships as others. So, for example, if you meet guy number one, let's say these are qualities of guy number one here, okay? And these are qualities of guy number two here. If you meet guy number one and he's really fun, adventurous, outgoing, he's got a six-pack, he's so hot, you have such a great time with him, you laugh so much, you giggle so much, and you're like, oh my God, this is the guy I want to be with. When I'm with him, it's like a fairy tale. When I'm with him, I feel like I'm high. It is so, so amazing. But if the qualities that he has that are the most prevalent in his personality are these, but he doesn't have a lot of these qualities, which guy number two has, right? He's reliable, he's responsible, he's financially secure, and maybe he's a little bit medium ugly. What you have to start rethinking in your analyzing of men is putting your qualities and the character traits that you're observing of a guy on a hierarchy, meaning there are certain character traits and qualities that should be more important to you and heavily weighted than others. Being fun is great. It's awesome. It can keep you young, right? Being funny is fun, great, and awesome. However, being fun and being funny is not going to pay your bills. It's not going to get you a nice house, and it's not going to get you a nice luxury car that you want to drive around. You know how you probably want to drive either that G-Wagon or what's that car, that Porsche, is it a Cayenne that all the moms be driving? The soccer mom Porsche that all the women be driving, right? That's not going to get you that by going with the guy who has the qualities of being fun and funny. So the thing that I want to help you understand about men, right? As you're going to meet some will be good, some will be horrible, and some will just be okay. In this whole entire process, you're always going to be evaluating. What are the most important things to me? What do I need for a good relationship? What do I need for my future? And what you have to get good at doing is understanding that, yes, there are qualities that I do enjoy. There are qualities that, do make me more attracted to someone or just, make me have a better time with that person. But what I need to focus on is the qualities that are most important for what I really want, which is a long-term, sustainable, happy, healthy relationship. And those are the qualities that I need to take the most seriously and make sure are present in the person that I'm dating before I worry about all of the other qualities. Because the real truth of the matter is, yes, you're going to find people who are great and awesome, and you're going to find a lot of people who are not so great and not so awesome and not what you're looking for. But when you're evaluating, is this person close to or at least having the qualities that are the most important to me, then you also can answer to yourself, okay, of the qualities left that are maybe not so important, right? Does it matter if they have those, and can I continue to have a healthy, happy relationship with this person if they don't possess some qualities that I would like someone to have, but aren't necessarily important for me having a good, happy, healthy relationship? So this is part of the analyzation process that you should be doing when you're meeting men and evaluating them. Because remember, you're supposed to be spending the rest of your life with this man. And that starts from the dating stage. So you always have to be in the business of evaluating what is working and what is not working, okay? Now, in point number 5, it's gonna sound really strange. We have a car here, but what I want you to understand and visualize here is, let's imagine that this car is you and another guy. So in this car, you got you here and you got the man here sitting in this car. And this man that you're in the car with is driving you around in this car. He's in the driver's seat and you're in the passenger seat. And you guys are going around in this car. You're going in circles. You're doing donuts, okay? You're having so much fun. It's a nice day outside. Your hair is blowing. Let's say it's a convertible or whatever, right? And your hair is blowing. You just feel so good. He's doing donuts in the car and you're going around just so carefree, having so much fun, living such a good life. And after an hour, you're still doing donuts. After 2 hours, you're still doing donuts. After 3, 4, 5 hours, you're still driving around in circles. And eventually you say, look, I'm having a great time. The wind has been blowing in my hair and I'm enjoying driving around with you. But I was actually thinking at one point, do you think that maybe instead of us just going around in this parking lot here, right? Let's imagine you're in a parking lot. We could start somewhere and then drive up to a different destination and then eventually take our car from point A all the way to point B, right? and actually make it to some sort of destination, get out of the car and go to that place. Because driving in circles has been fun for the last 6 hours, but I would really enjoy actually going somewhere, not just sitting in the car and driving. Then he says to you, nah, I'd rather just drive around in circles. But you're in the passenger seat. So as he's driving you around in circles, now you're kind of like, I want us to kind of go somewhere else. I don't want us to just drive around in circles. He's like, no, I feel like driving in circles today, so that's what we're gonna do. Just continue going in circles. And eventually you start losing your mind because you're saying, oh my God, I'm in this car, it's driving too fast, I can't get out of it, and I don't know what to do. Why won't this man just stop driving me around in circles? Why won't he do what I want and take me from point A to point B and to our destination so we can actually go somewhere? I don't want to drive in circles anymore. What I want you to understand is men don't care. They don't care from the standpoint of once you allow them to take you on this merry-go-round, and you begin hoping after you've allowed him to take you on this merry-go-round that, hey, you should be the one to realize that I don't enjoy this anymore. And you should be the one to stop taking me around in circles like this, right? You think that it's his responsibility to care so much about your well-being that he realizes I'm driving you around in circles and you don't want to do this anymore. So I should stop driving you around in circles because you don't want to do this anymore. But what you don't realize is the men don't care about what you want. They care about their own happiness. So if driving you in circles makes them happy and satisfies their own objectives, they will continue to drive you around in circles until you're dizzy. And no matter how much you scream and you yell about this and that, and you don't like this and you don't like that, and you want this to be more serious and you want this to go in some particular direction, he doesn't care. So please don't make the mistake of putting the onus and responsibility on the guys you're dating to be the ones who care enough about you and your well-being to actually stop driving you around in circles. They will never stop doing that because they care about their own happiness. And if their happiness and their objective consist of driving you around in circles, i.e., spending time with you but never actually progressing the relationship forward to being boyfriend and girlfriend, sleeping with you but never actually, making this a real relationship, having you come over at 4 a.m. but never actually going out on a date with you. And he just continues to put you in this cycle where you're unsure of what's going on, you're confused about what the destination is, and you're just over here waiting and hoping for this to turn serious. They will never care enough about what you want to make it serious or to take you in a particular direction. And you should not blame men, right, that are willing to take you around in circles for taking you around in circles. They will gladly waste your time if you allow them to.